3, 2, 1, action.
Oh, right into an advertisement. I love it.
Right. Well, hello everybody. Good day.
Hello.
Happy hump day to one and all. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It's Wednesday.
So what's up, John? How are you today?
What's going on, Steve?
Raven, how are you, dear?
Hello, Raven.
Oh man, we should have called. Pretty soon we're gonna have to change our stream name to the Graybeards.
The Graybeards. That's funny. Haha.
I'm getting quite a few gray hairs in my scruff as well. But yeah, hello everybody. Happy hump day, happy Wednesday. Happy Thursday, Junior. Whatever you want to call it. So there's a couple things going on within the verse. 4.0.2 is supposedly going to be coming out this week. At least that's the song the birds are singing, and I, for one, am excited. I'm hoping that it fixes shit.
You're a funny guy.
Right? I know. I got to be optimistic sometimes, you know.
You're a funny guy.
I know. I'm like ha funny. And but yeah, I'm hoping that things get fixed and you know, things work out. We'll see. Right now, it's kind of a mess. I actually have one of the orgs that I'm in right now is actually no longer playing Star Citizen until it's fixed. And John, even you were thinking about calling it for a while.
I did.
Me and Psycho actually got you to hop on for a little bit last night. But what's your what's your take so far? Like, what's your reasoning as far as like what made you want to kind of like, what are some of the issues that you're having?
Before it wasn't that big of a deal if you were running into situations where like the contracts are bad and you fly out and you get to your destination and your target doesn't load in. It's just like skip it, go to the next one. It's that redundancy of lack of what's the word I'm looking for? Reliability overall. You know, we did this all. We did the situation where the printers were no good. You know, you deal with the thing with the fuses in the fuse door are no good, and you have to figure out ways around that. Or the printers are no good, so now you burned a red card you burned a resource that took time to get. So then you have to server hop and spend more time to do that again. And it's to the point where it's another thing that kind of really upset me was the whole reason we were spending money on subscribers was to get into the PTU, was to get an idea of what it was like to run CZs. We did all that. We got all the cards. We were like 3 deep. Then 4.0 rolls around and all that PTU is out the window. Okay, I can live with that. It's a wipe, no big deal. Then they tell us 4.0, we're not going to wipe anymore. We are not going to wipe anymore. Any effort that you put forth in 4.0 is going to carry over and carry over. Okay. Then the first hotfix happened and everything carried over. And then 4.01 happened and it wiped all of our effort.
I noticed they wipe things like ammo, med pens, any weapons or
That's
armor that you
expendable.
had
I don't
set.
care about that.
Yeah,
That's all expendable.
but
I don't.
the cards and like the comp boards, like all those fall into the other category. So anything in that category gets wiped, which sucks.
Which is bullshit because it's time, it's
Yeah.
effort, it's struggle. When you told me that you weren't going to take that away from me, and you did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of stuff. And it makes me wonder, like, did they do it on purpose because people figured out ways of cloning it, so they just punished the entire community? Or did they do it as like an oopsie because I don't know. Nobody, is there accountability? Is there not even addressed in the patch update, not even talked about? Okay.
Yeah, there's
So if I'm going to go back and waste more of my time every Friday, Saturday, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I just want it to work.
That's valid. And I get that. I'm kind of at a point now where I'm like, do I want to do the same thing and just kind of like step away from Star Citizen and focus on maybe playing something else? But at the same time, I'm just like, I got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I like the game, but
I love the game and I want to keep playing, but it's not it ain't easy dealing with all the bugs and stuff right now. And I see that the people at CIG are recognizing that it's not running well, and they I think they know that a lot of people are kind of stepping back, and whether they're saying, I'm not playing until I'm not gonna start the game, and I'm not gonna open it back up until it's playable again. Or there's even people going as far as saying like, I'm not spending another dime on ships or subscription or whatever. I'm not supporting the game any longer until it's in a stable, playable state. Even like I was saying before, people in my org said we're not doing this anymore. We're all gonna play a different game instead because they're tired of it. And don't get me wrong, there's time. It's mildly infuriating when I'm trying to print
mildly,
car. I know maybe I'm being too nice.
it's infuriating.
Yeah, when like the cards won't print, and like you said, you're burning other resources just to have this one thing not work. And it's a shame. Like imagine like getting all the way to the executive hangar after doing all that shit and then using all the comp
Putting
boards.
the cards in and you get a black tour.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably uninstall the game if that happened to me.
Well,
But yeah, I'm hoping that 4.0 because they're saying that in 4.0.2 they're gonna I think they even addressed like things like elevators not working. I think that was like one of their main focuses right now. I don't foresee them really working on getting brain fart the printers fixed. Like, I don't think that's one of their top priorities right now. I know elevators is one of them.
Yeah, but this is your big global event.
Yeah.
This is your big global event that's supposed to span over two different things. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what is it? Save Stanton and protect Pyro.
Yeah, like, I think we were talking phase 2 of the second half of this is supposed to go up on Saturday.
I think tomorrow. Thursday, I think I could.
Or Thursday or whenever, but still it's like,
I also heard about them
why
extending
is it always half baked? Why is it always half baked? Why is it always half cocked? Cool, you came out with something new that doesn't work. Ooh. Because the other day, I mean, granted, it was compounded because we were having a tough day when it came to PvP. But we get done doing what we're doing, and literally the first contract that I pick up for the priority missions, I fly out to it, and it's in a spot that I can't fly to. It's in the middle of space out nowhere that you can't jump to.
Yeah,
And you can't fly there because it's like 100 megameters away.
I noticed that the missions that we have to do for those are just like kind of, they're not, first of all, you can't share them.
Right.
And on top of that, they're like next to Lagrange points and like asteroid clusters where like you could like just kind of like pop like go there, but then it's like, but it's still like a what was the one we did the other day? It was at a asteroid cluster, but it was like 40 megameters out, and you couldn't jump to it. There was no like location beacon.
Right. There's no location beacon to it. You couldn't get there. So then we had to cancel it and then go to do something else.
I might try some more of those like later.
It makes me draw the conclusion that the
What kind of an MMO has a global event that must be completed solo, 14 missions long, and has no significant changes to gameplay at all?
that's exactly yes. There hasn't been an MMO I've ever played in my entire life that a global event wasn't a group thing. And it was usually, some of them were like group missions that you had to get people that were outside of your usual group, 20, 30 man groups. And this is, you can't share stuff because of some canon about the contract givers have to make sure that you're up and up. Man, get out of here with that shit. So I got to bring friends who aren't going to get any qualifications. So we got to do it for me. Then we got to do it for you. And then we got to do it again. And then we got to do it again. And then we got to do it again. 14 missions long.
It's annoying.
If it's a solo, if it is solo, it's a story or instance or something that requires the player isolated or whatever. But it's bounties 3.0. Yes. Nail in the head. Thank you, Psycho. And that's why I'm aggravated with it. And the worst part is, like you're saying, it's bounty 3.0. It's not like they didn't have the formula of how to do contracts prior to this. It's not like they were like, you know what, we're bringing this new thing in and it's so new. No, it's fucking contracts. So why are they fucked up? It's something you've already been doing and had in process for years at this point.
The hell is going on?
And if you drop the reward, it's gone for who knows how long. Yes. I mean, for fuck's sake, guns fall through the floor.
Yeah. That's another thing I think they need to.
It just tells, like I was saying, I just feel like the developers' priorities are fucked up. They're more worried about like people figuring out exploits, which is going to happen no matter how good the game is, and like figuring out ways to stop insurance fraud and figuring out ways to make sure that players play things, that they're not focusing on elevators, uh, clipping instances, like basic stuff that actually make the game run. Mind
I
you,
get.
I still love the game. I still love it. I just wish that it was literally ill. I think I said this the last time that we talked about this. I hate how every time that they bring out a new update, it goes backwards 10 steps. Like the elevators have always been bad, but they were never as bad as they have been now. And now they're fucking focusing resources and development into fixing that when it shouldn't have been. It should have already been like, why couldn't you carry that over from 3.42 into 4.0? Like, what the fuck? Did you lose the files? Are we fucking NASA? We forgot how to build a fucking rocket?
Love Star Citizen tried bringing 3 friends in for 4.0, and they're all going through. Well, that's what happened
Yeah.
with John. I brought him in day before CitizenCon, and that patch happened, and it was just 30Ks left and right, 60Ks, and I felt terrible, and I was trying to convince him, like, the game's actually good. I swear, please trust me. Like, this doesn't always happen, and now here we are, and it kind of always happens now.
Yeah. I was pushing to try and get my friends back into the game. I had guys that used to play this when it first came out, and I'm talking to them about all the great advancements that they've made. But every time they make a fucking advancement, it goes backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
I
feel like a douchebag because then I'm like, if I do actually get them to come in here and start spending money again, then it's like, then I'm the asshole. It sucks. It sucks. Not the. I mean, just the current state of things. It sucks.
Yeah, it's in a rough spot, but there is like a comfort to knowing that they're kind of aware.
Yeah, I mean, sure. And granted, I don't have to spend any more money on it going forward. It's not like I legitimately don't have to if I don't want to. But I don't. I didn't spend almost $200 on a game to bang my head against the wall.
Yeah.
You know, and then bring friends into so they can feel the same pain of banging their head against the wall. And there's a lot that can be said about the game itself. It has introduced me to new people. I've made friends, and the community is great. And probably one of the least toxic communities I've ever dealt with.
That's true. I will say the Star Citizen community is probably like, if not the coolest group of people I've had the honor of interacting with and being a part of. Everyone's super helpful, super supportive, and I think and I know a lot of people that play this game are usually like a little older, like they're around our age, like in their early, like late 20s to like as far as they're like mid 50s or even like early 60s, however long. I know it's an older group of people that typically play this game, and I think with that comes the maturity and the
There
understanding of
there
like.
was there was a bit of enjoyment when I first started playing of figuring out the workarounds to the bugs, right? I enjoyed that. I enjoyed like, okay, this didn't work, so let me tinker with this and figure out like a way around it. Of you know, just I can't name one off the top of my head, but it's
Oh, you
I know that it was
you
things that we did.
glitch through the fucking roof of these like wreck sites when we're like looting, and I was
Yeah,
like, how the hell?
so there's a loot box that was in an area that you typically can't reach. And yeah, as simple as that. It's I figured out a way to wedge myself between the walls to get there and go get it. But now it's like the development team is like focusing on eliminating the workarounds instead of figuring out why the loot box was unable to be reached to begin with. Like,
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
like
You
I
know,
get
there's
that they want to go for immersion,
sure,
but they're
sure.
but like, you know, and they want it to be like as realistic as possible. Well, in reality, if I push a button for an elevator, the elevator usually
Usually shows the fuck up.
arrives. And yeah, and if there's two other people in the elevator with me, I don't get pushed out of the elevator and clipped
Through the
into the
wall.
interior of the building, and now I'm like
Right.
floating in space. Yeah, there's a lot that needs to be done. It's, I hope to God they fix it.
It's like stop focusing on future problems and focus on the problems that you have in your hands right fucking now.
Yeah,
Focus on
nope.
the structure of the game itself. Get that hammered down so that you have a working platform that no matter how much you move forward, that original working platform form is your foundation. And it's like they never focused on the foundation. It's like the foundation is always it's like the foundation is buggy, and that's just like, okay, that's how we deal with it. And it's like, all right, we're not going to eliminate the bug, but we're going to eliminate the workaround around the bug. It's like
The way I feel like that they're doing it, from what I've gathered and from what I've seen, uh, is they're kind it's like they're building a building, right? And
yeah,
they build the general structure of like one floor, but they don't necessarily finish it. And they're like, all right, guys, let's get this next floor ready to go. And it's
yes,
like, well, we're not
exactly.
finished this. And like, all right, now it's like, oh man, now the structure's not holding together. It's like, well, it's because we didn't finish this part. And, you know, it's,
Like hangar doors are fucking unreliable. So we're going to focus on clouds. Hangar doors are fucking unreliable. So we're going to focus on flight systems and master systems and like and eventually we're going to have engineering, and it's like, get the fucking doors to work first.
yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly, you know, I didn't take game development 101, but
Yeah.
I'd imagine
But
that like, you know, when you do one thing and you implement something into the game,
like
it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna have to fix it.
one
Like I don't know. Just
one that used to get me all the time is the tram cars within Area 18 and what's the other one? Where they held the event. Crusader,
New Babbage,
New Babbage.
where they had the
Every time that they would do an
intergalactic
update,
aerospace expo.
yes, every time that they would do an update, the train cars would work. They would go in the time that they were supposed to, and then they would slowly degrade, and then they would degrade, and then they would degrade, and then they would get to the point where they're like right on top of each other, and they're doing stuff where they're glitching in and out of each other, and then they're glitching in and out of their tracks, and they're fucking shooting off in different directions. And it's like, you couldn't figure that one out. Like, I would assume that it's a simple tracking code, and somewhere you have a leak, and somewhere you have a code that is its calculation is off by a few percentage that's accumulating over time.
I'm
Flip through Q&A, our bad.
I'm pretty much at a point now where I'm kind of just hoping that yeah, see, like I'm playing the game right now, and I'm like almost at a point where like I'm ready to rage quit because I'm like I'm gonna do a bunker real quick, and you know I'll bring it up right now so everybody can see. But I'm pretty much I just claimed my ship or I just tried to bring my ship to my hangar.
Did you die?
Michelle Finch, did you die? Yeah, so like the first time I went to go to the bunker and I forgot to put my helmet back on. So I was outside and I suffocated.
Nice.
And I was like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, okay, I'm an idiot. That's on me.
That's a skill issue.
Yes. And and of course OBS crashes. Nothing's working. OBS just crashed and now I gotta fucking reopen it. But I didn't have the helmet on. My bad. You know, that's on me. I wake up back at ArcCorp. I go to I claim another ship and I fly back out there and I get my gear back on me and I start heading into the hangar and all of a sudden I just drop dead again and I'm like, what the hell? I wasn't shot. There's no like audio of me getting shot or anything, and I think it's because I had the helmet on, or I swapped the helmet like
It never
mid.
registered that the new helmet was on.
Yeah, and it was just like I'm like, okay, I have the helmet on now, but for some reason I'm dead again. So now I'm back in the game, and I wake up in our corp again, and I just went to claim my ship, and it says, "All right, your ship is in your medium hangar." Fantastic. I get in the elevator. I'm on my way to the hangar, and it says repositioning player. It's been doing this new thing where like every time you wake up or log in or whatever,
There's a
like
naked guy standing at your doorway that won't let you
well, oh
out.
my god, besides that's a whole nother fucking debacle. But your walk speed is always at the bottom.
Yeah,
Like I
mine.
can't
That's one of the reasons I like controller over keyboard when it comes to movement, because
like have to
I
use
don't
the
have to.
mouse wheel back up again, and it's just annoying.
Yeah, it's almost constant for me. Anytime that like I change instance, it goes back to 0.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
I don't know, dude. That's why I needed a break.
But yeah, that was another thing. Like I'd wake up in the bed in Checkmate or Obituary or wherever, and like all those pyro habs are like built exactly the same. And it's just like you wake up out of bed and you just kind of have the door right in front of you, and that's it. And
Right.
I get up and there's someone just standing there. I can't move them. And then I have to menu log again. Like CIG, I love you. Please fix this.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting here. Normally, when whenever I see like live channels, it usually has like a list, and it's usually full of people playing Star Citizen, Star Citizen, Star Citizen, Star Citizen. Now it's just chatting. Crypto, Madden NFL 25, Overwatch. I don't see
You're talking
anybody
about like
playing
on
Star
Twitch?
Citizen. Yeah, I don't see Tom Clancy's, Rainbow Six, Fortnite, just chatting, Roblox. Nobody's playing Star Citizen.
Yeah, because they're all fucking over it.
And I think the other thing
We're
is
all tired of
it's
the
the
bullshit.
other thing is the level of frequency of the errors and bugs, because you kind of I accepted that it was a little buggy, but
Mm-hmm.
when it's like every time we log on, every time, and then like it's not just when we log on, it's we're now logging and server hopping to try and figure out, like, those things happened in the past,
It's always something.
but yet now it's gotten to the point where it's always something, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
just once, it's like 2-3 times a night, 4 times, 5 times.
Yeah, it's a point. It's at a point now where there's like a few times where we got a menu log, and it's like, oh, like this key card isn't working, so this printer isn't working, or I don't have enough prompt for this door. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's like the little knick-knacky stuff. That's not the big deal. That's not the that's not the we can't get off checkmate whatsoever because all of the elevators are locked up.
yeah,
And then we menu log and server hop, and the next one, and all the elevators are locked up. Like, and then we have to do it again, and then we finally find one, and it's a server where there's like nobody on it, because that seems to be what it is. I mean, a possibility is there's such a large amount of players that it increases the level of errors. Who knows? I'm not working for CIG. I don't know.
pretty much.
In addition, I've found another game to which that is also in development, and I am enjoying because it has increased my skills in playing FPS games. Of course, I have a fantastic guide and teacher.
Shout out to Psycho.
Shout out to Psycho, because the guy missed his calling. He should be a teacher. He's good at it.
And first-person shooters weren't always really your cup of tea, really.
No,
I mean, aside
they
from
were.
like Halo.
They were. But this style of first person shooter is not my style.
And NW Corner Radio often in chat on YouTube says, "What kind of stars? Holly weirdos or stars in space?" Stars in space, essentially. Just talking about Star Citizen and the state of the game.
And I find myself leaning towards wanting to play that more often because it's more reliable. It's in development too, and that's the part that's hilarious. And yeah, it's got its own issues, but you know, but they are far more reliable. The game itself, its foundation, is far more reliable than Star Citizen. So I'll eat a disconnect here and there. Not a big deal. It's not gonna get me to rage quit for the night. I'll eat a desync. Not a big deal. You know, even if I took a hit and lost because of a desync, not that big of a deal. But like Star Citizen it's a desync every 10 minutes. You know, You try and do
That's another
PvP,
big
and you got
part.
guys that are like teleporting all around you, and like how you know, and it's not just them, it's them, it's the AI, it's everything. Everybody's just kind of like, and then the next thing you know, you're dead. It's like that's not fun.
Yeah, that's another infuriating aspect of it where you could be in a firefight in the game and you got someone like in your crosshairs, and then you're shooting at him, and you
Good.
see your crosshairs are right on like the guy, and just nothing's hitting. You're not getting problems, and all of a sudden they're like rubber banding all over the place.
Yeah,
Space engineers, peeps, space engineers. Once you bought the game, you don't need to pay anymore unless you buy DLCs. Space engineers actually was looking at a while back. That one looks good.
yeah, but I think that there's no PvP.
Yeah, that is a big selling
I'm
point for
pretty
me.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's just like Legos in space. It's Minecraft for adults.
Yeah,
I pissed off the Minecraft
never got
community.
into it. I never got into Minecraft.
Psycho says there was PvP in SE1 was basically non-existent, few private servers. So yeah, and
You can create your own starship, battlecruiser, fighter, shuttle, etc.
yeah, that's the cool thing about it is you could literally build anything that you want. I literally just saw a video earlier today of a guy who built this monstrosity of it, like a ship, except that he didn't link it properly, and the whole top of the ship took off.
Oh
when he
boy.
turned the engines on, the bottom half stayed where it was. But that's a him. That's a player issue, not the game issue.
Yeah. But yeah, and then that would be cool. I like that. One of the things that they showcased at CitizenCon was like on top of base building, you'll be able to build your own ships and stuff eventually as well. Like, in the same way you can
That
craft
just
certain
seems.
things in a vulture, like they have ships and buildings and stuff that you could use to.
See, dude, that's where I'm jaded. That's where I'm jaded. Okay, fine, great. That's fucking fantastic. Phenomenal. Fix the fucking foundation. Like, that's it. That's where I'm at. Like,
That's where it needs to be fixed.
it's the bottom line. It, we use this contrast a lot. If CD Projekt Red did this with Cyberpunk 2077, if every time that they came out with a new thing, it went backwards, the game wouldn't be what it is today.
I agree.
And they did it in a far shorter time span. So
Yeah. They, I mean, I don't want to say apples to oranges though, because like CD Projekt Red, like the size and scope
it's not
of
it's
like
not apples to
Cyberpunk.
oranges anymore. It used to be. No, it isn't anymore. 12 years, almost 13 years.
Well, no, yeah, that is apples to oranges, because you're like, they CD Projekt Red pretty much like what was that 2000. I want to say 2000. When was that first trailer that they announced like they're working on Cyberpunk? And they had that trailer of like the girl with the mantis arms in the mall or something. You remember what I'm talking about? And like from going from that to the 2020 release, which was terrible. But then you have like this game, which started out as a significantly smaller studio working on Star Citizen.
There were
And
18
then,
members of CD Projekt Red that ran Cyberpunk 2077. 18 members.
and how many were at the start of Cloud Imperium?
I think I remember them being like 12, but
So not too far off.
right. But that again was in 2012, and Cyberpunk 2077 was in 2020. So roughly,
Well, production of the game started in 2012. When did production of Cyberpunk start?
Cloud Imperium has 860 employees worldwide as of 2021.
Yeah. That's the problem with MMO type games. It's only ran from a few select servers, whereas Space Engineers, you can run your own server game. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying, but like Area 18 right now. I just spent the last like 10 minutes trying to get my after that. It said like repositioning player, and like now I've been trying to get a ship to my hangar, and it just keeps saying we're unable to process this request, no matter what ship I try to bring up to try to get back out there just to get my
Yeah,
ship
that's a
back and
bug.
finish this mission. It's so fucking.
So the entire team, not all notable employees for CD Projekt Red who built Red Engine was 500 employees. So 360 less employees on CD Projekt Red than CIG.
Yeah, CIG is, and I'm not trying to defend them by
The
any
term is
means. They're
screwing the pooch.
they I just had to Alt F4 so that I can get the ship. That's not the mission too. All right, cool.
See, and that's the other thing is like, all right, so you can't call a ship. So you gotta close the game down. You got to simulate a crash because that's what you're doing when you Alt F4. You're simulating the crash. The game crashes on your end, but you're still logged in on a server somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you reboot into the game so that it realigns your connection from your computer to the server, and hopefully refreshes your instance so that you're able to call a ship. Okay, that's not the way the game's supposed to be played.
Which I'm not.
That's a workaround. Okay. But that workaround is one of those things. If you're in a group of players, like how we have been in that situation previously, where two of us are on a different, not system, two of us are on a different station, and you're on a different station, and you're trying to get to us so that we can go further into our. I think OBS just crashed on you again.
Yeah, it did.
Into our mission.
I clicked stop because it was playing old footage.
What do? Do we all server hop? If we're halfway, if some of us are already on a ship and halfway to the mission, now you can't get to us. So either you got it's no big deal when you're one player and you're going through some of these things. But when you're in a group, you're letting the group down. And it's not your fault. It's the game's fault. It's like I said, if the game didn't inconvenience me in silly fucking ways.
Yeah, like no matter what right now, any ship that I'm trying to grab, it's just like we're unable to process this.
And that's probably because somewhere in the code, it thinks that your hangar is already loaded somewhere else with something else. Or it's an in-between state, because that's typically what these errors are.
Well, I was on my way to my hangar. And then it fucking just said repositioning player and kicked me out of the fucking...
Exactly.
Oh. Alright, now it's actually let me go to my hangar this time. So maybe... Nope, it just... Go to my medium hangar. Clicking it. It's giving me the option to go. Okay. Now it says it's moving. On our way to my medium hangar. Christ on a cracker. Alright. Alright, didn't relocate me again. Alright, nothing on my pad.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Vehicle selected. Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
Alright, we got movement.
Bye.
Things are happening now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this thing and then do this mission that I've been trying to do for the past like hour.
All right. Well, while you got that up, I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Yeah, anybody that's watching, please feel free to chime in and let us know what you think of the state of the game right now. Because right now, we think it's unfavorable, to say the least. And it's such a shame because I love this game. I want it to work, and I know a lot of other people feel the same way. And honestly, I would love to spend more money on the game. I would love to get more ships. I want to get. I know it's a hot take. I know not a lot of people are a fan of it, but I want to get the Intrepid. I really like that ship. I wouldn't mind pledging a few other ships, like the like little things like that I would need, like practical things, like the Argo SRV or whatever it's called, that little, pretty much like a pickup truck. Things like that, man. And this, I just had to go through all this trouble just to get a ship back, and I'm not gonna put that helmet back on because that shit is bugged as hell, and for some reason it just doesn't register that it's on, and I've suffocated twice now. I mean, the first time was my fault. I get that. That's on me. I'll own that. This guy's cruising around. What's he flying? Looks like the Misk. It's either like a Hull A or a Prospector. I don't know what that. He just disappeared. Okay. Alright. I gotta go that way. Yeah, it's things like, you know, weapons glitching through the ground. There's been a few times when me and John are flying around and like we'll be in quantum, but the second we stand up or get up from a turret or a co-pilot seat, and all of a sudden we glitch through the ship and we're in space and we just see each other's party marker just disappearing in the distance.
Just disappear.
Like, motherfucker, just fix it. To quote our good friend Psycho, "Ay caramba." I love when he says that. Bethesda tier glitches. It's kind of up there, but these glitches kind of make me, you know, pine for Bethesda. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Because at least whenever I was dealing with a glitch in a Bethesda game, it was funny. And you're like, this fucking game, you still love it, you still play it, you're still with it. But then when a glitch happens in Star Citizen, you're just like, okay.
You know, and the other part is, one of the ironic parts about Bethesda is even their glitches are fucking reliable. You know what's going to happen. You can use them to your favor in certain situations.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not about to swap Star Citizen
exactly.
for Starfield.
Like Psycho just said, no F prompt is such a big one for me. To recruit friends, demand like 20-30 minutes of high standard gameplay, and it doesn't work. Log off. Like, yeah.
That's exactly where it's at. Now, as you can see, my Zeus Mark II ES is in the distance here, so I'm hoping I can just pick up the guns that I had. I have 2 ships out here now. Technically 3 after this one. My 3rd fucking time flying out here. But, yeah. A part of me is like, let me play Starfield again. Give it another try. See which is worse now.
Worse. Give me a moment.
All right. Yeah, so I'm hoping that things get fixed with 4.0.2. I'm hoping that, you know, from what I've read, they seem to be really recognizing things aren't working and they need to fix it. My body, like, I don't know why it's saying like my body. If my body fell through the planet, I'm probably just gonna log off. Going a little too hot there. Still have this mission. Have the ES, the CL, and my Vulture out here now. Unfucking real. And there's already like a Cuddy Black and a Nomad out here too. And I don't think... Yeah, my speech volume was all the way up, so I should have been able to hear myself suffocating. And let's just make sure we have a helmet on, which we do. There's my other ship. There's my vulture over there. This is somebody else's cutlass. That's somebody else's nomad with a dragonfly over there too. I just heard something. Yeah, my death marker's like through the ground now, it looks like. It's I died like right around here. But this is now it's just saying that my body's gone. So now I gotta run around and karate chop someone to complete this mission because I have no weapons. And this is oh, this is such horse shit. Like, why did my body go through the ground? Why can't I get my shit back? Look at this. Like, I get the game is in alpha. Sure. This is still absolutely inexcusable. I hear shots fired in there. It's probably them shooting at a dead body. Like they do. No, that's not here. I'm kind of hoping that... Oh. Equipped. See, the F, there's another thing. The F prompt is like not wanting to work. It like, it's there for a second and then it disappears. There we go. Now I have a fighting chance, sort of. And it's out of ammo. Now I'm bleeding. Oh, what the hell? What the heck? There we go. Fucking hell. Yeah, and then shit like that. Like, there's... Okay, just T-pose, I guess. Of course, he has no other ammo. This is cool. Fuck looting right now. I need to... I have 33% left, and I don't know where the hell they are. Shit game, man. Terrible. It's terrible. There's probably not even gonna be like anything worth looting in here. That's gonna be just my luck. I finally get to do this mission. I'm just glad like all the gear that I brought with me was like expendable gear, pretty much. There's never a red box there. And the rest of them are probably like topside. And I had good gear on me too. I had like a decked out lumen, which the lumens are good. I like the lumens. I've been having pretty good success with those. Mirage tool and a fucking tiger's claw. Shit that I don't really need. Yeah, it's just nothing. Yeah, I'm at a point now, man, where I'm just like, I don't care. I'm almost at John's point where I'm ready to be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just not gonna play for a while until it's fixed. Which is pretty much like right now. Like if something else happens where it glitches and like nothing's working, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna not play. Let's see here. Screw this. Take this, but take that. What is on the barrel? It's a flash hider. Something. At least we're getting something out of this. At least there's one red box. We got an ATSCAF, so with a low light. Perfect. Alright. Screw everybody else. Like anyone else that I have to take out is at the top. Oh my god. This is fucking painful. And this is the shitty part where like I'm just not having a good time. An hour in and I finally was able to like land here. I lost all my gear that I had to begin with. Yeah, that should have killed him. Oh, fuck you. That's one down. There we go. %. I know, like, they sometimes run out pretty far lately, but normally they're all, like, grouped up right by the entrance. At least that's how it's been a few times. Did I just see, yeah, what is that? Let's go check that out. Yeah, screw these guys. Yeah, the invisible wall. Okay, cool. But there looks like I've never seen a box out there. There it is. There's two more out here that I gotta take out. This has to be like a piece of armor. It's probably like I bet you it's a Horizon helmet white. Yep, Horizon helmet white. Go fucking figure. It would have been cool if it was like, you know, something else. Yeah, there's nothing ever, anything really cool. That's another thing. Like, normally it gives you like these prompts that tell you like, oh, you got 2 more enemies either here or there, and they show you where they're at. But this is like, this mission's bugged to begin with, which is a shame because getting that extra 57k would have been nice. I keep hearing shit. I have a strange suspicion that some of these guys might have either fallen through the map or they've just ventured out way farther than usual. But I don't care enough. Kinda... I want to see something. I love these low light scopes. See, this is cool. Risked it for a Horizon helmet, yeah. Definitely was not worth running all the way over there. Sometimes they're like checking out the ships, but I'm not seeing friggin' anybody. That doesn't want to blow up? Okay. Alright, well. No. It's giving me the option to mount the passenger seat, but not the pilot seat. I was gonna say I'm not gonna leave here empty-handed, but I guess I am. I guess this mission is a bust. Oh, wait, hold on, maybe not. There we go. Now the mission's done. Thank fuck for that. Alright. Contract complete. Alright, so at least we got paid. I'm over this. You know, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna menu log, but I ain't gonna bother with that. I'm gonna get back in the ship that I initially came here in, and we're gonna call it. I'm gonna hop off. Maybe I'll hop on again later. I don't know. Psycho, are you watching still? Are you gonna hop on later?
Welcome to Roman Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check. Landing gear raised.
I do like the zoos. I Oh, where'd he get one? I'm here, dude, and I don't know. What are we gonna do? That's... See if, these prompts for, printers work, maybe? I don't know. Could just, like... maybe run those missions where we gotta, like, protect Pyro. Do some priority missions. Like, they pay pretty well. You know? We could do that.
Quantum drive is now off.
And I know that once the game is out,
Quantum drive is now off.
and I kind of, I would still say stay subscribed to it too, just because, like, you know, you do get some pretty cool things as a monthly subscriber. Like, I've gotten gear and, you know, decorations and stuff. They've updated hardcore. Like, the night side looks way more like city-like. Like, this wasn't as bright before. This actually looks good. Not the best, but like it's definitely like if you zoom in on that bit right there, it's just like that's a face. That's just a guy going like but I mean, for the most part, that looks pretty good. It's a shame that you can't travel anywhere on hardcore. Like, that's the things I like about, like, Hurston and Microtech is, like, you have these spots that you can actually travel to and, you know, check them out. Like, there's these, like, derelict outposts and stuff where ArcCorp is just like, hey, it's this city, like, it's just, like, the entire planet is a city, pretty much. But you can't go anywhere. You can't check any of it out. And it's all just, if you try to fly remotely close to any of it, it's just like, at a distance, it looks cool.
Quantum drive is now off.
And then you get up to it, and it's like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 graphics, and it just does not look the best. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we could like the only things we could really do right now is just the priority missions. Like trying to get those key cards is probably pointless because like the F prompts won't work, and then even if they do, and we save them to try to get like to try to do an executive hangar later, 4.0.2 update will probably just wipe all that stuff anyway. For some reason, the spaceport's like... I was gonna say, normally the spaceport's lit up pretty well, but... That Wrecker 17 guy is still... This guy was out here when I left. Interesting. There we go.
Warning. Leaving safe zone. Landing gear deployed.
Love to get stick and throttle or space flight. Oh. Yeah, it's a shame. And I want to... There are things that I want to do in this game right now, but like one of the things I kind of want to do is just fly from Pyro to Stanton and like kind of grab all the things that I have stashed around at like Checkmate and Obituary, and just like grab those things and, you know, bring them to my home base at ArcCorp. But at the same time, it's like, is it worth it? So let me work it, you know, just and put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it exclusively in that order. You know.
Your insurance claim has
But
been sent.
shit. Yeah, it's just annoying.
Goodbye.
Like I'm almost at a point right now where I can't really even be bothered to like do the things that I want to do in this game, because like it's like, why bother? Because it's just gonna fuck up anyway. You know, why bother? Screw it. All right, yeah, look at these boots.
I'm back.
Hey, there
Sorry
it
about
is.
that.
All right, good, bud.
Family phone call.
No worries.
What are you doing now? Playing dress up?
Yep, pretty much. I'm not really planning on doing much else. I'm just putting on some chill clothes and fucking.
Get a lounge around in your hangar, put your feet up.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you fucking WoW blasts do you have?
Enough. Enough to what? Enough to party. Yeah, I got quite a few. More than I probably should have. Ah. It is so warm in my room. Holy bejesus. Like that.
That's a coda.
Yeah. With a GT3 scope, compensator, and a laser pointer.
With a tweaker compensator.
Actually, do I have a size 1 tweaker compensator? And if you hit shift, it brings up to a 3.5. That's one compensator. That's one compensator. I don't think. You know what? I think. That's right. I think I gave Psycho my last size 1 tweaker. Yeah, I gotta get more. Son of Beach.
Son of Beach.
Yeah, it's just a regular compensator. Which is fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's like about 3/4 of a second on a draw. I like if I see. What was that noise? Don't do that. But if I see someone at that booth. Like one Mississippi, yeah. Oh, one second. It's freaking cold in mine. I feel like I'm in a freezer. Yeah, I have my heater on, and my room's kind of small. I mean, it's not, but I mean, it is. Yeah, it's cozy. That's and for this little guy right here. What? Okay, so
What's it doing?
it's just looping the reload.
So when you go to shoot, it loops the reload.
Yeah, and all those extra magazines I put in my jacket pocket are like not showing up. Or it did. I put 8 in my inventory. Now it says I have 7, and
You're
now it's
desync.
just yeah. Well, went to desktop. Yep. I have a heater. It just sucks half the time. So I'm on the Star Citizen subreddit,
Okay.
and 7 hours ago someone posted something about face mask and hair deformation. So it's like, I guess it's just an update where if you have longer hair or certain hairstyles where like the hair was clipping through the mask, that's something that they fixed, which whoop-de-doo, you know? Uh, this is another thing I saw in the Discord. This I think is a unique reward item or something. It says, hot take, it's absurd we still don't have some kind of unique item recovery tool, at least as a placeholder. How can CIG justify continuing to sell and reward unique items for in-game use with no way to secure them?
I mean, they're not wrong.
And this looks like I think someone said something about like the stripper submachine gun or strip the something submachine gun. What they call it? Someone just posted it in the INSD Discord. The Ripper SMG. Yeah, that's what this is apparently. So I think these are the rewards for completing phase 2. The Protect Pyro, you get Headhunter's Trauma paints, which are 4 paints that go to, it looks like, a Cutter, a Zeus, a Pisces, and a Carrick. It's just like a shiny purple livery. And then there's the Ripper SMG. I don't know why I said stripper. I wasn't far off. I knew there was a Ripper in there somewhere. But yeah, it looks like it kind of looks like you're putting the reload bit is like a canister. It's a gray cat thing. And it looks like, yeah, it kind of just looks like somebody modded a gray cat like multi-tool or something into a submachine gun. Because like the battery for a
That's the battery for a lift
max up
max
battery,
lift.
yeah, I think it's a max up battery. You're right. Which is cool. Bug fixing. Let's check this out. I wish I could like share my screen in Discord.
You are. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah. Old code base. Me. Making a tiny refactor. Feeling accomplished. Senior devs. Production server coming down.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's bug fixing to a T, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Someone said I saved Pyro, and they just have these paints for their ship now. Their Pisces and their Zeus. Like, hey, I got saved. It's like I saved Pyro, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Someone did a time lapse of a sunset on Hurston. That looks wild, especially since it looks like an eclipsed sun. I'm surprised they didn't get logged out due to inactivity.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty cool. Finally figured out a workaround for QT bugs. Game is over assigning power pips. Turn them down. I don't think that's a workaround. Like I think that that's like a thing. Another thing, like workarounds for like power pips when you're coming out of quantum. It's like, okay, when I come out of quantum, I'm like, as soon as I get out of quantum, I know I'm gonna fight these bandits or whatever, and I gotta have this much power to my shields, this much to my weapons, this much to my engines, and then you get out of quantum, and nothing is how you put it.
Fix the hangars.
Yeah.
Fix the elevators. Fix the trans system.
It's a weaponized mining laser. Gotcha.
Fix all that shit first.
Why does the UI team hate people who bind interaction to a mouse button?
I don't know, because the game from launch has too many fucking key bindings.
Yeah. A lot.
There's too many
Like
overlapping key bindings.
Every key does something, and then if you want, and on top of that, if you hit Alt and then another key, that does something else.
And control.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm, because that's Tarkov is like that. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with it, but
Someone said, not enough ship fuel to fly from Pyro 4 to Pyro 2. No refueling at the outpost, but I thought I'd see if I could grab a drink. bought a rusty bottle that hurt me and made me hungry instead, living the pyro life. CIG fixing bugs. Maybe. Yeah. All right. Need help. New Caterpillar owner struggling with loading and unloading. What's the most efficient way to load and unload when the larger cargo bays are on the opposite orientation from the cargo elevators and the hangars? Also, the ship's tractor beams seem useless as they can't reach into the cargo bays. Good luck, bud.
What's the fix for the Caterpillar? Both don't buy a Caterpillar.
Yeah. The freelancer UBR. The freelancer Uber? Looks like just a small freelancer. Oh, someone made a concept ship. A jump point rescue. Someone got out of their ship by jump point. Star Citizen monthly report, January 2025. Let's check this out. PU monthly report. Welcome to January's PU monthly report. Hot on the heels of recent November/December report. We're back detailing everything done for the persistent universe at the beginning of 2025. Read on for all the latest updates on AI, core gameplay, missions, narrative, and much more. AI content. The content team began the year prototyping an upcoming NPC that will utilize an amalgamation of several behavior types. Work was done on a proprietary tool that will allow the designers to generate a script of the in-engine dialogue flow to ensure the lines work as intended. This will allow for much more efficiency in the writing and capturing of future characters. The team then began updating Stanton's landing zones with bespoke air traffic controllers that better represent the city. While there is still some required technical validation, these characters will start appearing soon. Finally, the designers continued their ongoing review of Stanton, this time focusing on Grimhex to refactor the population to ensure it's using the correct behaviors and acting appropriately. AI features. In January, AI features primarily focus was split between bug fixes and creature behavior improvements. For example, the code for throwing grenades was updated to unify some of the code paths. This gives more consistent functionality between cover and open space launches. For human combat behavior, friendly fire checks were updated to not consider the large bounding boxes of vehicles as friendly, which could block firing. For creatures, the team focused on improving the Valakar's behavior. They said, we're working hard to make sure this creature arrives in your hands in the best possible way. AI features team. The devs are currently expanding the quote-unquote group system to be more dynamic and better support dynamically spawned entities. The first use case is the quasi-grazer and having a better understanding of the group they belong to that will improve the look and behavior of the herd. All right, I don't really care about your space cows. AI features also continue to sync their work between projects to ensure the improvements made for Squadron 42 are available for use in the persistent universe as quickly as possible. Get lockjaw. AI game intelligence development team. I mean, do I really care about this stuff? No. The game intelligence development or GID team continued their work on StarScript, which I love that they're just adding star in front of anything. Like, they made their own game engine, so they're calling it Star Engine. Um, what was the thing for like clothes? And they made it like Star Fashion or something like Star Gear. Like it's like the same thing with like Donald Trump with his like Trump Steaks, Trump Tower, Trump Hotels, Trump just putting his name on everything. GID team continued their work on StarScript with January's goal being the implementation of the views feature. This was requested by the designers who consider it a significant feature of the tool. Work involved creating the views object and views folder in the smart outline, managing views functionalities, ordering and deleting views, and grouping graphs. It also involved presenting, I almost read that as presetting, presenting views and its header in the script graph and implementing back and forward functionality. Once complete, GID began implementing StarScript's new master graph design, which will be presented in a sectioned format rather than a global display as in Apollo. This means it will be viewed from the perception of a selected state. This visual design will be created for each hierarchical state. I pronounce that right? Hierarchical?
Yes.
A visual improvement was also made to the automatic parenting groups for parallel and selector nodes, making the graph appear less crowded. QA are currently testing the tool to identify any issues following procedures. AI Tech began the year fixing bugs, improving features, and kicking off new tech. For the latter, work began on a new 3D pathfinding implementation that will give better results in tight spaces or areas with concave shapes. This will also be utilized by ship AI when traversing complex asteroids or space stations that can also be used by NPCs when EVAing inside ships. The internal StarScript tool received multiple usability improvements for creating new behaviors and missions. AI Tech also finalized December's work on the quote-unquote chase and melee attack movements requests, which delivers a boost in both performance and visual fidelity compared to the previous implementation. The conversation system also received updates to how avoidance bubbles are computed so that NPCs don't disturb an ongoing conversation. For Alpha 4.0.1, fixes were made to the navigation and voids system. Alongside this, planning was done for the work still required to fully synchronize AI components with the server meshing authority transition and other features and systems planned for the development this year. Star citizens in Star Sim using their star maps while wearing star cloth. Yeah. That's exactly it in a nutshell. And this is just like a systemic peaceful
I'm with
to
Psycho.
this is all smoke and mirrors in my opinion. Well, yeah, anything that they put out is just going to be like, "Hey guys,
Hey, we're not fixing the fucking
hey everybody, this is what
the
we're
elevators. We're
trying to
focusing on
do."
fucking cows.
Yeah.
We want the herds to work better. We want the clouds to work better. We want the melee attack to be more streamlined. I just watched you melee somebody 3 times or use melee 3 times in a row, and it was a jittery mess.
Yeah. At one point, he actually T-posed.
Right.
I kicked his ass so hard he T-posed. New missions, the economy, factions, orgs. Yeah. I think those 4 things are the least of their worries right now.
No, the cows working in a better herd is what they did.
The community team kicked off the year by announcing the winners of the Gift That Keeps on Giving video contest. To showcase what was coming up, they released an epic month ahead comlink, which previewed the events and activities planned for the rest of January into February. The team also managed the first revamped Squadron 42 newsletter, alongside launching a contest that offered the chance to win a page of sheet music from the Squadron 42 score. They also supported the Fight for Pyro global event with miscellaneous publishing tasks and a comprehensive information post. Lastly, but most importantly, the team carried on with evergreen tasks related to gathering slash distributing feedback directly to development, and is already deep in discussion on how they can shed more light on the details of any ongoing issues the community may be encountering.
And is already deep in discussion on how they can shed more light on details. You moved. I can't read it.
Oh,
Doesn't
my
matter.
bad.
Doesn't matter. Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't go back. Throughout January, go to gameplay.
That is modified duster armor, progressive stealth armor, and is it? Yeah. I'm actually, one of the things I'm looking forward to is seeing what they're going to do with like the armors. All right, here we go. Core gameplay. Throughout January, the core gameplay teams investigated and improved many issues found during Alpha 4.0 live preview. Some of these proved difficult to reproduce and resolve, leading to a few false positive fixes. The teams are currently expanding their debugging tools and logging to better understand future problems and ensure the correct solutions are applied. Core gameplay also began planning for the rest of the year, laying the groundwork for upcoming patches and planned features and content. Alongside this, technical documentation was created for fundamental improvements or rewrites to some of the core systems, including the transit and hangar flows. This involved cross-team collaboration to ensure that improvements are not solely on the game side, but also support content setup and the latest engine features. The economy team kicked off the year by gathering feedback and data regarding implemented Alpha, then tweaked commodity prices, fixed several bullshit. Mission design. The mission design spent time fixing bugs. Fight for Pyro, ensuring it was ready for release. Really? Did they ensure that like the places that we had to go were reachable?
Existent.
Yeah. Ensuring it was ready for release. Following this, they continued the ongoing mission refactor and shared an update on the status of some old missions on Spectrum. They also continued to create new, unannounced content that will improve the quality of all missions, including retroactivity, improving all existing missions. Bitch, where? Narrative. The narrative team began a 2025 meeting with multiple disciplines to solidify new ways of delivering in-game narrative content. They also focused on increasing the number of characters that players will meet in the verse. Through these efforts, their hope is that they will expand on the storytelling opportunities that players will be able to experience and discover in upcoming patches. In addition, the team fixed any remaining issues for Alpha 4.0.1 patch and generated mission text, location strings, and item records for the new content coming in upcoming releases.
And and by fixing that, they mean that they ruined it.
Psycho in chat says the fact that the economy got 2 lines of notes and fucking AI conversation logic gets pages and diagrams and shit. Yeah. Yeah, look at how much they put in like AI content, like 3 paragraphs.
You should have
AI
seen
features.
his face. He looked like he swallowed a bug. I thought he was going to cry. Yeah.
That's the actual conversations that they have too.
That's literally a quote that I've heard like fucking 30 times a night next to "you'd be a fool not to buy that" in 7 different voices.
Yeah. But yeah, look at this. AI content has all the AI features, AI game intelligence development team, AI tech. That I had to scroll down to get all that. And then it's like,
and then there's a graph of how it's supposed to operate.
Yeah, and then there's like core gameplay, a fraction of the shit they mentioned for AI. Economy, 2 sentences. I don't give a rat's ass about what made up nonsense the AI are talking about.
Yeah.
This is insane. Yeah. I've heard one conversation at the NPCs arriving once where like one was sitting on a bench and another one walked up to them and was like just said, "Hey, did you hear about something?" And the AI just went. They said something along the lines of like, "Look, if you're not going to get the hint from the last time, then I'm not going to tell you again." And then the NPC that walked up to them responded, "Yeah, I guess you're right," and then just walked away. It was like such a fucking weird conversation.
The other one is like, "I've been sober for 3 weeks. I'm just getting over the shakes." Yeah. It's like
Which is funny because like I heard that once at a derelict outpost. Someone said an NPC said like, "I've been sober for a while," and like the other NPC that said something like, "That's great," or something like that. But yeah, it's funny how like they're just like, "Yeah, cool story, bro."
I've heard it in Area 18 next to Cubby Blast. I've heard it in New Babbage, and I've heard it in Pyro. My other one that I absolutely
Everybody's
love.
hooked on that slam.
I love when I go into Cubby Blast and I don't fucking hear anything. Nothing, not a single voice line. I run all the way over to the tram, get in the tram, get all the way over to the hangar elevators. I get in the hangar elevator and I hear loud as hell as if somebody was standing behind me. "I'll be with you in a second."
Yeah. I was just gonna say like this disembodied voice while I'm on the tram is like I'll be right with you. Like
"I'll be right with you." Fucking 10 minutes later.
Fucking ridiculous. Yeah, this is
the R&D. Go back down to R&D. Oh, what are you doing?
The R&D team began January investigating rare PU crashes inside the planet spawning code. A bug was found inside the serialization framework, causing a concurrency issue with on-demand type ID generation. A fix was made that is now live in the PU. Moreover, work started on prototyping a new method for large-scale soft terrain shadow generation. This will improve quality by reducing the fairly high cost of generating the needed shadow maps. As mentioned in October's report, work on rain volumes inspired a prototype for improved ground fog rendering. This will be cheaper to evaluate the render and improve the modeling aspect of ground fog and its lighting by self-shadowing and casting shadows, like rain volumes and clouds. Work began on transforming the prototype into production code. So that's another thing I've noticed is like ground fog. It's like it like lights up as if it's being illuminated. Like it just and then it turns off and it looks normal, but then it's like
Let's go over this. The R&D team began January investigating rare PU crashes inside the planet spawning code. A bug was found inside the serialization framework, causing a concurrency issue with on-demand type ID generation. So I'm assuming what they're talking about is the textures of the planet itself.
yeah.
So a fix was made, and that is now live. Is that like the blank spaces in like the bunkers and the blank spaces inside of all
Sure, that's a part of it.
I mean, that's a decent thing, but like,
But fix the elevators.
but fix the fucking elevators. Like, you know, I get that you got to make like some level of progress, but at the exact same time, at what point are you sacrificing? You're sacrificing your player count by not taking care of the things that should already exist in the world and worrying about things that like fucking rain volumes and clouds and shadows from fucking ground fog. Suck a dick.
The only thing that I've seen
Take that
where
entire
CIG,
team. Take that entire team and put them to work fucking debugging the game.
yeah. The only thing that I've seen as far as them addressing the elevators is one person, I forget who it was. It was like I think it was like in Spectrum. It was
Yeah,
someone named
somebody in
Wikipedia
Spectrum was talking
CIG.
about they were supposed to be fixing it, and whatever. That's whatever.
But that's the only thing. Like you would think that it would be.
Go to Spectrum. Go to the announcements. Go see what they've talked about up their community. Announcements.
Imagine FIFA or Madden. Every time you get into the field, the ball is flat, and there's a brick wall built on the field. Oh yeah, they just released a new launcher which looks exactly the same, and I don't think anything changed.
Right there, the second one down. 4.01 current issues and updates. It's fucking 5 days old.
Here it is. The elevator in the room. We've rolled out a number of transit fixes, however, elevators and occasionally trams remain a major pain point in the overall experience. These issues can trap players in locations, preventing basic access to the game, which is why they remain one of our highest priorities in every patch cycle. The team has a bright spotlight on these issues right now and is actively working toward more reliable fixes for this. Character stowing and repair.
Scroll down and bring it up so it's like in the center of the screen so we can see what you're reading because we're sort of trapped between the two screens.
Yeah.
There you go. We recently deployed a fix for the most severe character stowing issues, which caused 630 errors and locked players out of the game. However, players still frequently get stuck in specific shards, which exacerbates other issues, especially since logging out and back in this common workaround for various bugs. Additionally, character repair does not consistently resolve stowing problems. We are actively investigating this. hangar woes. Oh, so they're actually addressing some of the things that I was bitching about. Since the implementation of instanced hangars, there have been a variety of problems with the reliability and playability of the system for hangar lifts that clip and damage player ships due to not storing ships properly after arrival, get stuck in unknown or destroyed states,
Oh, yeah, like I
doors
fucking
not
clean my
opening,
ship and all of a sudden it just says it's been destroyed. I'm like, I
closing
just called it to
correctly,
my hangar.
losing your personal hangar completely, and overlapping with other players both physically and audibly. I've been dealing with the audible overlap since I started playing the game.
Yeah. I've had that where I'm like, I'm in my hangar and all of a sudden it sounds like I hear the prompt where it's like the elevator's going down and I'm like, what's going on?
Psycho says, "Do you think one person in testing does something successfully and they're like, just like, so it's possible, then launch it like they're fucking Houston?" Yes, that sounds about correct.
Oh my god.
I worry that they're like, fuck it, put it out. They're going to keep playing it. They've been playing it for 12 years. They're going to keep playing it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about, is that they're just like, fuck it. Minables taking too long to fully load in. Invulnerable actors. Invulnerable actors they're trying to address, which can include both AI and players. Freight elevators at outposts becoming stuck and impeding missions. Collision issues with players may clip through ships, the floor. Power allocation issues, setting ship power to 0 or off randomly. Inability to equip some components discovered in contested zones, and more. All right,
God,
all right,
that's another one.
all
That's another
right.
thing they got to fix is the whole, you're trying
Things.
to navigate on your displays and all of a sudden you just accidentally shut the entire ship off.
No, I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think they're talking about like when you go to quantum jump and it just shuts off. Because I've had that
Oh
happen.
yeah. Oh, dude, every time I go to quantum and it calibrates and I go to jump and it just restarts the whole spooling process or calibrating process. It's fucking annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna make another cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
I'm probably going to log off. I feel kind of crappy. I feel like I'm getting sick again. He's not there anymore. Okay. So until he gets back, how's everybody doing out there in Twitch TV land and YouTube land? How we feeling? What's the 411? I am definitely not a morning person either, Raven. I am more of like a mid-afternoon. I was going to sleep at like 4 a.m. Oh. Mm. I keep seeing him moving in the background. Where did you go? 2-for-1 deal. You should never leave your computer.
Why?
Look at the chat.
Imagine. I'm so tired. I've been up since 6 a.m. I'm not a morning person. LOL. What?
3 random facts back to back.
Oh, I didn't see them. Oh, god damn it. Sorry, I can't see them in the multi-stream tab. Well, goddamn. Fucking assholes. Okay. I know here's a Star Wars one off the top of my head. Terrence Stamp, the actor who portrayed Chancellor Valorum, hated the entire experience on doing Phantom Menace because he found it boring and he was not really excited on working on a film that was almost entirely done with CG. And he was like, "Yeah, I had to act and have a conversation with a piece of paper and not like another actor," and it was very, which is understandable. But he was just like so not into it, which is why he never reprised the role.
Which one was this?
Phantom Menace. He
Yeah, I know,
was
but
the
which character?
Chancellor Valorum. He was the Supreme Chancellor before Palpatine, or
I
Palpatine got elected.
don't even remember him.
He was the one where like Palpatine was kind of like whispering in Padme's ear, like, you know, kind of like pulling the strings, and she was the one who like voted like, I vote for no confidence. I'm putting a vote for no confidence in Chancellor Valorum to help Naboo with the planet of Naboo with this blockade that the Trade Federation has put on, and Yeah, Terrence Stamp. He's one of those actors, like, when you see him, you'll recognize him. He played Zod in Superman back in, like, the 70s and 80s.
Nah,
If
not
he's
ringing a bell. Not even a little bit. It's okay. You got two more.
this guy,
Can't see
Chancellor
anything.
Valorum. You see him?
No,
Do you have the stream up?
I do, but it froze, and I can't jump off of what I'm doing right now. No.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would.
Second fun fact. Speaking of Palpatine, Palpatine's first name is Sheev.
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 Did not know that.
Sheev Palpatine. And another fun fact, I'll just do another Star Wars one since those are mainly the ones I got off the top of my head. When George Lucas originally wrote Star Wars, he originally wrote it as I forget if it was actually 9 or 12 episodes.
He wrote it as one.
Yeah, it was like
So-
one big story, but he chopped it up.
Yep. He's so full of shit. He wrote one.
And he
Perpetually shitting on his accidental masterpiece.
no, they even in an interview, like they were talking about, like in the when they were interviewing for Empire Strikes Back, they were saying, so we got this, and then we have the prequels, and then after that, there's going to be like the story that tells after, what's it called? The story after Return of the Jedi, which at the time was called Revenge of the Jedi. But then he changed it because he was like, Jedi don't seek revenge. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. There's a lot that he kind of made up along the way. He being George Lucas.
Oh, Georgie boy.
But okay, so that's all right. Third third fact, Maul, the character Darth Maul, was supposed to survive. It was already established, like, he was to be cut in half in A New Hope, or not New Hope, Phantom Menace, Episode 1 by Obi-Wan, but then like survive and then seek revenge on Obi-Wan later on. And in episodes 7, 8, and 9, originally Maul was supposed to be back, and while the New Republic, being led by Leia Organa Solo, is trying to like kind of keep peace and order, and everything, and the Imperial remnant is kind of like scattering and all that. Maul is still alive, and he's actually running pretty much all the crime syndicates. He started with the Crimson Dawn, but then he just kind of expanded his criminal empire and took over all these other syndicates and stuff, and eventually was going to train Darth Talon, and was going to turn Han and Leia's son to the dark side, eventually his son killing Han, which that was actually in the original concept. I redeem another random fact to a non-Star Wars fact. Well, another non-Star Wars fact. Most leaves on trees are green.
Such a dick. You do better than that. Dude, go to the random fact generator on Google.
All right. Oh, when you get a second, pull up the stream. I got that guy I was talking about up. Random fact generator, not Randy Savage.
Randy Savage generator.
I typed in Rand, R-A-N-D, and it's just like Randy Savage. Is this who you're looking for?
Oh yeah.
Dude, did I ever tell you about the time I was talking with Sam Witwer on Twitch, and he was talking about, like, at one point we were talking about Star Trek, but then he was also talking about Macho Man Randy Savage, and I said, imagine
Okay.
like Macho Man Randy Klingon. And Sam just goes into this like, oh, Picard, you better lower your shields and prepare to be boarded. Oh, yeah, because these 24-inch pythons are coming at you with the full force of the Klingon armada. And it was really funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The M185 highway that goes around Michigan's Mackinac Island. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Mackinac?
I think it's a mechanic.
Mackinac Island is the only state highway in the United States that bans all motor vehicles.
Hmm. Weird.
I'll give you one more because that one was kind of lame. Toilet paper is thought to have first been produced in the late 800s AD in China.
Well, how about that? Who would have thought?
Well, people today in India still just use their hand.
Really, bro?
Yep.
Was that a part of the random fact?
No, that just came in. That was a bonus.
That's just bonus. I thought
Yeah,
that was common knowledge.
You didn't know that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, they have like bidets and like little
We're done.
hoses to clean themselves, but they just use their hand mostly.
It's their left hand, right?
But yeah, it's the left one. Here, there's your random facts. Do you have the stream up? What are you doing? That's so important.
Running a scav mission.
Oh. Yeah, like I would spend more money on this game if it actually worked, you know?
I would be more inclined to. I don't know if I would.
No, like I would get the Pisces again, the C8R Pisces. So I felt like that was a big help, or any kind of like medical ship for that matter. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the Pisces again, but I'm happy with the Vulture because I actually enjoy salvaging and it's good money. Like Bambi, I helped him out the other day. He messaged me on Discord and was like, "Hey, like I'm in kind of a bind. Can you help me out?" He just threw me 1,000,000 credits. He's like, "How are you on credits?" I'm like, "I'm at like a little over a mil." He just threw me out 1,000,000. He's like, "There, now you got a little over 2,000,000." And I was like, "Shh." I'm like, "Dude, like you don't gotta send me nothing. Like I'm just happy to help." And he's
Again,
like,
it's the community.
"Dude, I have so much credits just from salvaging RCM. Like you're." He's like, "You helped me out. I appreciate it." Yeah, again, the community. Like, the fact that, people are, I mean, yeah, you got the grievers that, oh, look, there's a person minding their own business. Let's, you know, go blow them up. You got those
I
assholes.
mean, space pirates are supposed to be a thing in this universe. So, you kind of have to expect that a little bit.
Yeah. So upon reading further into this update, the 4.01 current issues and updates,
Right.
um, the elevator in the room, character stowing, repair, hangar woes, load times, initial load, etc., etc. They got all the replies, and the top one is, "Wow, didn't expect this. Thanks for acknowledging the issues." Someone commented saying, "Shame the issues they mentioned are pretty much the entire core game. I really do hope that they focus on this, though." Someone else had said, Chris Roberts had said in 2018 that they would focus on playability and did not. I think this is the third time to promise playability focus. I will believe it when I see it.
I mean,
Um, Someone else said, in their defense, it is a tough line to walk. Early access games are really a really terrible thing for the developers. Yes, it has enabled them to raise a ton of money and not fear the money acts so much during production, but it also means that you can't just focus on developing one game. You essentially have to focus on two games: the live game and that the people are playing, and the actual game that you are making. This becomes a
right.
harder and harder line to walk as more and more people get on them about how long it has taken and they need to deliver a final game. Spending resources to focus on stability as much as it is needed means the final game takes longer. So it's a tightrope act, one they've not gotten right yet.
Yeah, definitely. That's sort of the point that I'm getting at is like if you would focus your resources into stability, I think they're at a point now that if they actually did that, people would be far more appreciative.
Yeah, like it's
And
one thing to acknowledge the issues, but you gotta fix it.
that I think people at this point, if they're waited 12 years, make the game stable first before you do anything else.
Yeah, that should be the primary focus. Like they like the misfortune didn't need that ship. Time and effort could have been put towards making it better. Like
Yeah.
we have so many ships now. Focus on getting the game playable, and
Because
then
if the
add
game
ships.
is 100% stable, anything you bring to the table after that is all bonus. It's all
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah.
But until then, you have a broken game. Any other thing that said otherwise, until then, you have a broken game.
I think once I think once that they have the Nix system out, which I think is going to be the next system that they add to the lineup. So I think it'll be Stanton, Pyro, and then Nix. I think once Nix is out, that's when it's going to be like 1.0, because
Nix should be nixed
yeah.
until 100% reliability. I'm just being honest.
No, and you're right, and I love the play on words. But I think what they wanted to do is the initial vision of the game is they wanted to have a game where you could explore multiple systems with multiple planets and moons, and you have a variety of things where, and Nyx, I think, is that one system where, like, Stanton is lawful, Pyro is lawless, and Nyx is this one in between. And I think that's the idea of, like, kind of the full game that they want to release. I mean, they have like Terra and Magnus and these other systems that they want to add into it too, but I think they're just finally getting into their groove, because when I started playing, it was not a far cry from where it was in 2012. And
Right.
now, like, and I've played on and off since then, like in what is it? Like, I think 2021 was another big time when I started picking it up again. But yeah, it's just, but like where it's how much that has been added and where it's how far along it's come. I think they're finally starting to get traction and making moves and doing what they got to do.
Sure.
Here's something they posted on excessive griefing and ship sniping, or stream sniping. We've recently received a lot of. John disappeared. You all right?
Yeah, I think Discord just rebooted.
Huh.
Excessive grieving and ship sniping.
Stream sniping. I read it wrong because I'm stupid.
Stop.
One of the devs said, hey everyone, we recently received a lot of reports detailing excessive griefing and would like to take a moment to openly address the feedback and share our stance. For a majority of these matters, a PvP solution is preferable. Frequently, when these scenarios are reported to us, we encourage those who feel they have been targeted to rally with their friends and orgs in an attempt to fight back. We're not here to protect players from aggressors, pirates, and PvPers. A big part of Star Citizen is about that dichotomy. The epic clash that occurs when opposing forces meet and rally others to their cause. The wars at Jumptown were a prime example of the exciting emergent gameplay that can blossom when a lawful player comes to face with an outlaw. However, there is a line that is occasionally crossed where players are going to go outside the bounds of immersing themselves as a pirate/PvPer. Some users are going out of their way to leverage live streams and other mediums to excessively grief. In many of these cases, it's no longer about enjoying the game, but rather disrupting it. Stream sniping, pad ramming, firing into armistice zones, or utilizing various exploits to grief others. These are just a few examples of excessive griefing, which we do not tolerate. If you find yourself on the receiving end of this, we are more than happy to investigate, and in cases where it is warranted, we will absolutely intervene. Simply reach out to us and through our support page here, and make sure we provide as much information as possible, such as screenshots and video. In addition to better monitoring and preventing excessive griefing, we're also exploring a number of in-game changes that should help considerably. More info on that at a later time. And of course, in the future, the law system will always play a stronger role in creating consequences for unlawful behavior. In the meantime, and all the time, take the sage advice of two wise individuals who once posited,
Positive.
posited that we should all be excellent to each other and party on whenever possible. I saw a video recently on Reddit where a guy was in a misc prospector, and he was just minding his own, literally, quote unquote, no pun intended, mining his own business. Oh wait, Psycho in chat says I reported 2 players for killing me in my hangar because I killed them at Rappel. They told me they can't talk about it. Wait, they told you they can't talk about it. They being CIG? And and CIG said they can't talk about it.
Well, how about that?
Interesting. So everything Xylo CIG said in the forum is just bullshit? The email concerns other people and their accounts or something, so they can't discuss it with me. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, at least you brought it to their attention, and that's cool.
Probably not on the live stream. We would have to edit out some information, including yours. So
yeah, no, don't worry about that, Psycho. But yeah, I saw this video on Reddit recently. This guy was mining his own business in a prospector, and all of a sudden his ship got hit and it starts like spinning out of control, and it's like soft deathed. And so he gets out of the ship and he sees this what ship is it? The fucking the capital ship, the
Polaris.
Polaris. Yeah, it was a Polaris that shot him down. He's sitting there minding his own business, literally just sitting there trying to get some minerals out of the ground, and they soft death his ship and starts flipping over. He gets out, and as the Polaris is landing, he kind of like hides behind one of the landing gears of the Polaris, sees them get out of the elevator and start like looking around his ship and like trying to see what they can get out of it. And he just starts shooting them. He's like, these motherfuckers like soft death my ship. I'm stuck out here now, like. And he ends up killing a few of them, and he gets a crime stat for aggravated assault and like causing bodily harm to these players who shot at him, who were griefing him. And by all rights, like he shot them, he killed them, and he got they picked the wrong guy. And what's funny is that they definitely had the med bay of the Polaris as their spawn point, because naked people just start coming out of the ship and trying to kill them too. But like, it's ridiculous how like he now has a crime stat and has to serve jail time because it was a level 3. But he was the one that like that's another thing I hope that they fix. Like if he was attacked, because I don't think that they got a crime stat for attacking him first. I have a strange suspicion that that was the case. If you go to Jumptown, you can press charges. I don't think I've been to Jumptown. I don't know when the last time was that I went there. But but yeah, like shit like that is just annoying. Like I'm all for people pirating, and you want to be a space cowboy or an outlaw or a bounty hunter and whatever. You know, that's the beauty of this game. But yeah, going out of your way to stream snipe and like using ways to be like, oh, okay, they're over at this place, so let's go there. And like now that we know where they are and what they're doing, and yeah, excessive griefing and stream sniping is a bitch. And the top upvoted thing said, "This that is the most meaningless, quote unquote, deeply concerned post I've ever seen. I would wish 90% edited from 99% to be open for legit verbal evasion in future. Of streamers were actually able to do something besides hauling cargo from point A to point B, and they could educate others on PvP. Maybe actually when we would have some emergent player interactions. But they just hope to make their living until the end of their days by smiling on every single CIG choice and telling everyone how cool everything is, promoting the game and actually being blind to major game loops problems that we have right now by either ignoring them or saying it will come later, just watch me haul this cool box and gather a party of 50 people on this cool new planet. Usually the majority of top streamers are those who are actually skilled at the most hardcore game mechanics and can educate people. They don't care about being sniped because they will deal with it and gain even more hype. In our case, we are limited to a few of them. I'm shocked by how hypocritical this community became under a constant flow of brainwashing.
That was a
Special
whole lot of that was a whole lot of noise. I don't think they actually said anything.
Special thanks. Thank you for removing JT, which is I'm assuming Jumptown. Thank you for not adding distinctive high risk reward place after you remove Jumptown, which, while having such an insignificantly small player population per server for now. Thank you for not giving the ability to pirate for years and force players to buy expensive ships like the Reclaimer and 890 to be able to sell someone else cargo that was legitimately stolen by boarding a ship. Thank you for not fixing entrance breaching of legacy ships since 3.4. Thank you for breaking distortion. Thank you for breaking stealth mechanics. Thank you for low altitude warp outs for all Care Bears to escape 3 seconds into a fight. Damn, this guy went off.
I mean, but is he wrong?
No, he said he goes on to say there is no quote unquote new tech or a quote unquote major R&D in almost everything above. There is no need for some crazy cloud tech or procedural generation for that to happen. Half of those issues are solvable by tweaking values. Other half would literally require a week to sort almost, and I acknowledge a few of them are in depth. All of those things with a small team. Everything is there, but just in a broken state. Yet probably all of the PvP community has not pledged enough into the game to earn a week of fixes and minor improvements to have their basic persistent universe loops at tier 0. You took everything those people could possibly hold dear, and now you tell them to not to stream snipe or pad ram. Really, I am surprised it never went further down the hill with real stream sniping, which is much more worse than than the Star Citizen community thinks it is. Every single accident of stream sniping in Star Citizen I saw was just tickling a belly compared to what people call stream sniping in other games. This more looks like a privileged giveawayers. This more looks like a privileged giveawayers and special carrots in before release showers are too stressed by random projectiles flying their direction. It is so ridiculous you can make a great quote unquote first world problem meme out of it. Don't get me wrong, I personally don't pad ram nor do I stream snipe. I just patiently wait for hours at tram and mayors for a trader to show up to do a legitimate piracy act. I humiliate myself in global chat listening to how I cannot afford myself a reclaimer and that there is no piracy in game yet, begging for someone to spawn a reclaimer to help me sell stolen cargo because I still do not have proper mechanics to do that. Listening to these quote unquote jokes of innocent casual traders in global chat who see me for the first time in their life already makes me want to make their gaming experience miserable in
Damn.
every possible extent. Still, I hold and go back to tram and mayors to make it as legitimate as possible. And that, my friends, is the real PvP gameplay that you get if you extend beyond shooting people around Olisar versus the staged and delusional full server party. Oh, look how much fun we are having content to entertain the viewers by yet another giveaway. I noticed that like some player or some streamers are like, hey, we're doing giveaways and look at all these people that I'm playing with, and it's I know actually, yeah, I know a couple streamers that do that. Yeah, I feel like giveaways are just like you put giveaways in your chat or in your stream title, and it's like, man, you have over 100 viewers already just because people are like, "Oh, you're giving away a ship? Yeah, I'll watch you for an hour or two, so just in the hopes of getting a free ship." Um, neither I can approve, as I feel this is sometimes over the top, nor can I blame less tempered guys to go Breaking Bad because of CIG's push for Fidelity Master Race for years while not being able to have a week or maybe a month of a small team effort to sort those things out. The answers were always there for years now, yet blindly denied by developers while going their own way. With 500 plus employees on board, company never actually bothered to have a small dedicated team of hardcore players who will actually be who will be actually playing the game and live builds. Those who can keep both competitive and casual playstyles in their minds. Aggressive and peaceful approach. A team that will be a link between QA and game designers. Those whose job will be to play the game as a player in the first place, because no, just getting that feedback from the spectrum is not enough. You called this upon yourself and now you blame us. P.S. I'm not touching the topic of FM and combat on purpose. As a temporary and test solution, I could see made Jumptown 2 could see Orinth made Jumptown 2.0 at least an attempt. Make the demand bigger. One, make the demand bigger. Two, unhide it and make it possible to go there to go for now while we can't set custom markers. Three, this place would be very good testing bed, and it includes a thick planetary atmosphere and 1.0 gravity. 4, the environment is interesting and may include on foot, close quarters combat, and long range shots. 5, the terminal is not overpoweringly hidden by an airlock, which is a death sentence to storm. It looks like CIG tried making a Jumptown 2.0 from it, but failed mostly because of the navigation. Unless you are with a mission, it is a pain to get to go there. It is impossible to go there at night. At day, you can visually do it, but it takes a stupid amount of time to make all the jumps, engine cuts, and final descent. No one wants to bother. The cons are it's far from Grimhex, low frames per second at Hurston will get lower with people fighting over it. And everybody's like upvoting it, like applause for this man. I support his words. Someone else said, I'm still sad that they removed high risk, high reward gameplay from Jumptown. Now we don't have that anymore because they limited how much in-game drugs we can sell/buy. Yeah, that dude went off.
I didn't hear a lie.
He's not wrong. No, not at all.
Commend him on spending the time of saying so.
So their latest announcement is RSI Launcher 2.2.0 release notes. Praxis CIG says, hello everyone, today we are excited to share the RSI Launcher 2.2.0 with everyone, which can be found here. They just dropped the install link for the launcher setup exe file. This version focuses on a new feature, Game Location version 2. With this feature, you can now manage libraries where you can download games. The library you have been using so far will be set as your default library. You can now go into settings to create new libraries in the storage section. In the setting games section, you can now select a location for each channel based on the libraries you created. New features are just game location. Fixed issues. Settings. When typing on additional settings field, there is no delay to save the information. Minor text adjustment on error text to F4. Checking infinite game file. Fix on edge case while uninstalling the game. Whatever. This is unexciting. Can you add a tick box to the TOS so we don't have to acknowledge it every single time we want to open the client? The pop-up doesn't really happen when you've downloaded a patch/update. Just a quality of life thing. See what's going on in Spectrum. Someone 4 minutes ago in Spectrum said I may not be able to finish phase 2 of Pyro before it ends. I've encountered a lot of bugs such as destroying generators, not progressing the mission, eliminating enemies at outposts, not counting towards progress, and trying to do normal outpost missions to loot items, then opening my inventory didn't load when I open my ship storage. I've tried reinstalling the game and even resetting my character, but still the same. Is there anything else that I could do to play this game without these issues? Someone just said no idea. It looks like other people getting infinite load screens. It's funny. There's 5 staff members in Spectrum right now, and back when like I was having issues when I couldn't figure
The
out why my
moment you
game
would hit
wasn't
them
loading.
up.
Yeah, and back then there was like 1, maybe 2. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Well, I don't mean to call it early, but I'm probably going to hop off because I'm not feeling that hot.
Yeah, man. Feel better.
It's 11 o'clock. Yeah, I got something going on in the back of my nose. I don't know what the deal is.
I'll feel better, and I'll catch up with you later.
Sounds good, Bo.
Yeah, I might cut stream then if not much else going on right now.
Yeah.
I might
Friday.
hop back on. Yeah, Friday. I might hop
Friday,
back
Friday.
on the game. See what's what, or maybe not. I might just fucking chill and put a movie on.
There you go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hang out with Steph.
Oh, I do have some wine.
Okay, I do not condone drinking.
You know they say a glass of wine every once in a while is good for your heart.
Glass of wine will shine your ass.
Or that. All right, get out of here.
You got it, brother. Love you.
Love you too.
Be safe.
Always.
See.
And anybody else who watched, I appreciate you watching and being here. And we'll be back on Friday. That's pretty much it. I'll catch up with everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And see you next time. Good night, all.